I get paid for having fun and talking about something that I love.
Peter Becker grew up on the Chesapeake Bay. He worked in the healthcare industry, but was so drawn to marine biology that he got a master's degree in it.
As I was winding down my working career in healthcare, I began to think about what I wanted to do when I got done, and this concept of doing this just gradually came to me, that I wanted to be on the water and I wanted to educate people about what's going on in our estuaries.
This is Machapunga Eco Tours. It's named for an Indian tribe that used to live in this part of Beaufort County.
The idea is to, in a fun, hands-on way, to educate people about our estuarine resources.
And educate them about their tremendous economic and recreational value.
And sheer beauty, and learn about the relationships between all the living things that make their home here. It provides so many services for us. It provides recreation, it provides seafood, it provides flood control. The list just goes on and on about the ways in which we benefit from this system out here.
Tours typically start with an overview of that system.
Here we are, we're in Belhaven.
Becker teaches his passengers about wind tides and salinity levels.
This is the water surface, okay? Here is the lighter fresh water coming from downstream going toward the inlets. Last winter, we had some of the saltiest water I've ever seen in here. There was jellyfish way up in the creeks that are normally where you're seeing largemouth bass and everything.
He also teaches them about different commercial fishing methods.
This is what's known as a pound net, and I'm really glad to see this here. And the reason I'm glad about this is a kind of a much more sustainable way to fish versus gill netting. If you see that long line going down toward the shore there, you see it? What happens is when fish are moving along the shore, it forces them to go around this net. But hopefully they don't go around it, they come in and come into these areas right here that are like little impounded areas, and that's why it's called a pound net. This is a way of catching fish where most of them live, and you can take out what you want and put the rest back.
Becker goes to many different parts of the Pungo River and its estuaries to demonstrate different fishing methods and to explain the marine life there.
Well, there's a lot of protected water here, and I can sneak into backwaters of creeks and see things that are very remote and yet close up when you get to them. It also has broad stretches of open water that make it a little bit fun to ride across when there's some waves and feel the wind in the waves. I can go from primarily freshwater areas to primarily saltwater areas very quickly and show people a real change in environment. So we do have a catch. These are both male crabs. The females, when you see them, the tips of the claws tend to be redder, and they have less blue on the claws. These things shed 18 to 22 times in a period of about a year and a half, depending on what time of year they're born. The last time they shed is the only time the females can become fertilized.
On a 4-hour tour like this one, you see a lot of things, including schools of dolphin captured by a passenger on her cell phone.
It's just been a beautiful experience, and I learned to tell crabs apart, so that was pretty cool.
Peter's a great guide. Yeah, he's very knowledgeable. He uses his knowledge to make everything fun and teach us new things.
It's a joyful thing to see people, when the light bulb goes on about understanding these things that they may not have known about before and may have not really understood.